Hello everyone and welcome back to the Tobit channel. I am joined once again by Camo Stag. We're taking a crack at a slightly shorter tier list once again, like we did with Creepy Crawlies and such a while ago. Today we're going to be ranking different types of weather.
Personal idea of mine. We were debating between like drinks and dinosaurs, and for whatever reason, I'm like, well, what if we did weather? And Toby was like, well, that's a good idea. Let's do weather. Again, it's not long, but we're gonna try and put a lot of thought into each answer so the video isn't too short. Because weather it's I don't know, it's real specific. Not everything here from like a meteorology or whatever standpoint might not count as like different weather, but like we bent the rules a little bit to make it a little longer. It's like, oh, here's summer in the day and here's summer at night, and the vibe. That's part of it. Part of it is the vibe for us guys. This is not a scientific video. If you're looking for that, then go watch something else. So
Or
you're
actually just
warned.
stay here even if you are looking for that, just because it'd be epic to watch this.
Yeah, it's cool.
Alright,
And
first up we got Maddox's suggestion. I don't think I would have even thought of this one, but brisk morning.
oh, brisk morning. See, it's like the fact that it's in the morning. I don't know. It feels different. It feels different than the rest of the day. So if you wake up and this is a fall and winter thing, you might get this in the summer or spring. In the spring a little bit, but not that much in the summer, unless you get up very, very early. If you get up pretty early, before 10, but say before 10, and it's not that sunny yet.
Before
and
10
it's
isn't really
chilly.
that early. Like, before
Well,
7 is early.
yeah. No, okay, here, hang on. Let's not debate. I mean, like, before late morning, like 10 is late morning, 9 is like average morning. That's mid morning. 10's like late morning, and it's not really as morning-y.
10 is
So
like
let's
the
say you get up,
last hour of the morning.
well, 11 is the last hour of the morning, dumbass. But
And 11 feels like it's basically the first hour
yeah,
of noon.
basically, yeah. So let's say you get up before 9:30, right? That's mid morning. So, anyways, brisk morning. Back to what I was saying.
Up at like 6 or 7, maybe 8.
No. Before 9:30. If you get up before 9:30, it counts.
Alright. Well,
Even then, it's more like the weather, because it can still be like that at 10, but not usually.
sometimes it does just stay brisk through a lot of the day.
Yeah, but
I
the
don't think we
morning,
put
the morning's a
brisk
bit
midday
different
on
because
here,
the
so this can
sun,
also count for that.
the sun hasn't been out very long yet, so it's still warming up because it'll get a little warmer throughout the day.
Oh
And
yeah,
it'll
now
be
I think.
colder in the
Oh
morning.
yeah, I hated going to work during that. I would like be freezing like my
Damn,
everything
okay.
off driving to work at like 5 in the
Yes.
morning. Like sun's barely out. I loved how the sun like the angle of the sun. I did love how it's shown on the mountains, and you could like see the mountains really clearly, even like from my house. So it looked
Uh,
cool, but I didn't like how cold it was.
anyway, like I was saying, well, see, there's going to be a lot of debate here. Toby likes the heat. I like it when it's cold.
I like it
So
in the summertime when the weather is hot.
I don't. Anyways, that's what I was saying though. And generally, and I'm gonna define this by the fact that like it's not raining yet, and in some places it doesn't rain in the winter. In Oregon, like it just snows, right? But in Oregon, it mostly rains. It still snows, but it mostly just rains during the winter. It rains and it rains. But in the morning, usually it won't be raining quite yet. I don't know why. It usually wait for something, you know. Um, but it's wet. The
What was that
air is
noise?
wet, but it's not like it's humid because the air is cool, and it's just a really refreshing feeling when I'm getting out of bed and I'm all groggy, and it's really nice to wake up to. You step out in the heat in the morning, like during the summer, it sucks, and I want to go back to bed. The winter, I don't know, it feels great. You step out, it's refreshing, and if you get up early enough, like Toby was saying, 6 or 7 in the winter, the sun's not going to come up until like 6 or 6:30, right? I mean. So
Yeah, it's cold as balls
it's
and kind of
nice.
sucks,
If you
but it
look at like
looks
the
cool.
the sunrise in the winter, I think is underrated because like it's like foggy. It might be foggy, and the sunrise in the fog,
Oh yeah,
it looks really
sunrise in
pretty.
winter is way past cool. Sunset goes harder in the summer though.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna agree with that. So and I sleep in a lot, but when I do get up early in the morning, if I'm not working, I really enjoy it. Because it can be really pretty. It's peaceful. everyone's doing stuff in the house or in town, like in the afternoon. If you get up early in the morning, it's like peaceful, you know? It has a really nice feeling to it. So brisk morning, and I've gone on about it enough, but I told you guys there was going to be conversation with these ones. S
Yeah.
tier. We're starting off with an S tier kind of, weather here.
S tier for
What do you think,
Maddox.
Toby? I haven't even you barely even shared your feelings about it. I mean, a little bit, and they weren't very positive, but
Yeah, my feelings are uh C tier. It looks
well, that's just
cool,
like
but I don't
your
like
opinion, man.
it's C. It looks cool, so that's why it's not in D tier. But I prefer when it's just like warm. I like when waking up in the summer and it's already like start like 70 degrees at 7 a.m.
Ugh. See, this is going to be a debate episode, you guys. This is going to be a heated debate.
Because
And
I
for me,
like
a
the
cold debate. I like it when it's cold.
yeah, I like it when it's like warm. It can get too hot, and that's just like not cool. But I like that like sweet spot between 70 and 85.
Yeah, the only thing I like hot is like a food that's supposed to be hot.
I don't
And
know. I
maybe
don't
a
really
hot
like
tub.
food that much. I also don't like food that cold. I don't like food being very temperature. You know,
That's weird. I don't know, but that's
I like it to be like
food's not
room.
up for debate here. What
We
is the
should do
next
room.
weather?
We should do some food thing next time. All
Oh,
right,
we
next
will.
up.
We definitely will.
Next up is a light drizzle.
A light drizzle. Man, see, we're starting off strong here. As a big fall fan, this is something we get a lot around here in the fall and the winter too. A
Fall's
light
usually
drizzle.
pretty dry here. Spring's wet and then fall's kind of
Yeah.
wet, but it starts like snowing in October and then it sucks. But like usually the nice fall days here are like dry and have a lot of those leaves flying around and stuff.
So Colorado's dry. Oregon's wet. Well, Eastern Oregon's dry. Western Oregon is wet, and
So
I really
Maddox is all
enjoy
wet
it.
in here and I'm all dry.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. You know, you put on a raincoat, or something. If it's light enough, you don't even need a raincoat. You know, you might just need a hoodie or a flannel shirt. Walking in a light drizzle, it's like brisk morning. It's just really refreshing. You know, I enjoy walking in the light drizzle. Generally, if it's a light drizzle, the weather can vary. Like I said, in Western Oregon, since it's not very dry because of our proximity to the coast. In wintertime, it's probably not snowing. It could be light drizzling and it could be very cold, or it could just be a nice cold. Anywhere in between, like, I'm gonna say anywhere in between like 50 and like
Oh yeah, real quick.
35. Let's go
this-
between like 50 and like maybe between 50 and 40. I don't know.
This
If you
reminds
get
me-
below 30 is too cold. But like between 30 and 50 is a nice to go on like a light drizzle stroll.
No way. Under like 55 is too cold.
Yeah, see,
no matter
guys,
what weather.
We're gonna be arguing like an old married couple here.
Also,
So-
real quick before we move on, since right now I'm having negative thoughts on just what happened to be the first ones, he'll have negative thoughts later on, and I just want to preface this for both of us. I believe I speak for both of us when I say this. That even if we don't like a weather, there is a reason for it being there, and it's like we don't wish the weather out of existence. Like it's not like some like
yeah,
obnoxious,
that would
horrible
be
thing.
childish
yeah,
and
like
ignorant.
like I don't like the snow, but it's still good that snow exists, you know? So like
No,
this is just our
I
personal
find a way.
opinions of this is just our personal opinions of what we enjoy being in, not
So-
not
so-
condemning anything. Even if it's in D tier for us, that's just our personal opinions for what we like
Yeah.
existing
Even-
in.
I try to appreciate all the weather in nature on Earth, and even if I don't like it, I try and find something good about it. You know,
Well, yeah,
so
there's,
I can
there's
so I
good
can
stuff
appreciate the
about it.
world.
There's still good
I just
stuff
think
in it.
winter
Like
is underappreciated, and the cold weather is underappreciated. Like I said though, we don't want the video to be too long, so light drizzle.
I just wanted to
is-
give that preface before we continue, because whenever I complain about weather, I'm always like, I hope people know that I'm just like kind of complaining from like a regular like state, like I'm not like saying, this shouldn't exist, like how like there's a reason for it to
The
exist.
only
It's
weather
not
that
like
shouldn't
there's some
exist is like
bad,
disastrous.
well, like
you
the
know?
disasters don't help nobody, but like we note how we didn't put disasters on here. It'd be kind of weird to rank those.
It would be. Anyway, S tier. Light drizzle is an easy S tier for me. But we think like heat waves are kind of pointless. Like those are those are borderline. Is that they can be if they're hot enough,
If they're hot enough and
but so can
last long
extreme
enough, they
cold.
can
We're
they
not
can
really
destroy
ranking
things.
extremes that much here.
We're ranking the stuff that like you like in a 365 day year in like a regular like United State like the main 48, that you'll just experience each of these at least once a year in most of the states.
Yeah, but if it's a leap year, ooh,
366, except for actually the 366 today doesn't have weather. It's actually a lie
it
created by the
doesn't.
government.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't have one. But anyway, what do you think, Toby,
Light
of light
drizzle.
drizzle?
I really don't like being wet. I don't like being out in the rain. There's something cool about like being inside when the weather's
Yo,
not
that's so
good.
true.
I do like being like snow. I'm gonna put pretty low when I get to that, but like there is something cool about being inside during during bad weather. But like
Cold weather, yeah.
during bad weather, it's nice to be inside. But like I'm taking each of these on my opinions of being out in it, because that's like actually like experiencing the weather. Like if you're like, I guess lightning, I wouldn't want to be on like I don't know. We'll get to lightning when we get there. But
You
like
know what? You can have a
I'm
you can
thinking
have a
of the rain.
complex opinion. It's good to have a layered opinion.
Yeah, like
And
I
you were
can have different
talking.
thoughts, but like for the rain, for the most part, I'm going off of like if I was out there in the rain, because like if being inside during it, it's like maybe it depends on the situation. If I like want to be outside but I'm stuck inside, it's like D tier, but because it's just
You know,
obnoxious. But if I'm out in the rain, like I'm out in the rain for some reason, and it's just a light drizzle, like I'm glad it's not a heavy drizzle, but like I don't like getting
well,
wet.
if
I
it's
don't like
heavy, it's a
rain.
heavy rain.
I've
Drizzle
also
implies
hated
that it's light.
I've also always hated like when rain like gets in the back of my shirt. Like that's always happened. I was like in baseball, and it just sucks. But it's not as bad as heavy rain, so I'm putting it in C tier.
Anyway, like I was saying, you were talking about being inside. You see, it's also a vibe being inside, like watching a movie or something when it's raining or when it's snowing. But
Oh
I
yeah, it's
find
cool
that
being.
being inside when it's hot just feels like, oh, it's too shitty to go outside, and I feel lazy. You see, you can feel cozy inside when it's cold. When it's hot, I just feel like I'm just like dying, inside or outside. It's not the same thing for me, you know?
I don't know. It has to be like at least 95 to get me like that. Usually,
Yeah.
like if it's hot, I don't feel lazy. I like I don't know, the heat. If anything, it gives me more reason to not lay around because it's uncomfortable to be in a bed when it's that hot.
All right, what do we got next? Oh, so
Next
how
up,
did
we
you rank?
have
How did you rank? So how did you rank Drizzle? You said D tier.
C.
Oh, C. Okay, what's
Not as bad
next?
as heavy rain. All right, next up we have fog. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. The fog is coming.
Okay, fog. Yeah, fog doesn't. So fog
Fog.
is not good for driving. Like you driving in fog can be very dangerous, especially like I said.
Oh yeah, but
Let's
walking
say
in the fog looks like walking in the
awesome.
fog is cool, especially when it's like
Yeah.
not super cold. Like it's just like a 60-degree fog or something.
60 degrees is pretty good weather. If it's cool slash cold in the fog, really pretty. Dangerous for driving. So I don't think I can S tier it just because of the danger factor. But then again, rain is bad for driving too.
I don't know. I
Honestly,
passed my driving test in like a heavy rain and was
that
just
goes
fine.
hard. Like
Yeah,
you
it
drive on
did
like a
kind of go hard.
highway, all the trucks and stuff driving over the rain can cover the lines and stuff.
Oh yeah, that. I'm
So
not trying
if
to say
you're
it's not dangerous. I was just saying like it's not as dangerous as fog.
but driving in the rain is still pretty cool. It's not as dangerous as fog. But
Raining, you can also
overall,
dance in the rain.
fog is really cool. Like I really like it. Again, it's really pretty. It's a vibe to just kind of walk around in. And a
Also,
lot of
part of
people
what's
don't go
cool is
out,
that
so
doesn't happen all the time.
you can pretend to be some kind of mysterious stranger guy, you know? I know I sound like a fucking kid right now, but maybe I am just a big
We're
child.
dudes.
Okay?
This is just male
I don't know.
talk.
So some dudes are boring like that.
Well, also,
Not everyone's like that. I find that
part
there's
of what's cool about fog is that it's like if it was foggy every day, I'd probably get tired of it. But like
when it's rare.
it's that it's like happens like once a month in like during the fall months and like maybe rarely once during a winter and maybe once
Uh,
during the spring.
it's a little different around here because of how wet it is. Most mornings are foggy in the winter and fall, and like I live next to a river, and like the fog looks really cool
Oh,
over the
the
river.
fog reminds me. I forgot to put. I guess you don't experience this as much, but because of fires, both blowing in from California, but also just since we have so many forests, sometimes they just catch on fire. Uh, I did forget to mention. I should have put in like I should have put in like smoky days when like the smoke is thick in
Oh,
the
those
air.
are freaking D tier though. No, we get those at least once a summer. I hate them.
Yeah, I should have put that on here. That because
It's
honestly,
not like that
it's like
brisk
it's like fog, but like
shit.
the downside to it is that stuff is burning, but like forest fires are part of the natural cycle. Usually it's okay if like something bad caused it, that sucks, or like if like buildings are on fire, that smells bad. But if it's just like a natural regulated, like one of those regular forest fires that just happen and it's not like some big disaster, then it's just like, oh, it's like fog, but like slightly less, like you can see a bit better, and the temperature's also way nicer. So I'd put it
No, it's
in
not nice here. It's terrible.
I'd put it in like S or A. Either high A or low S.
Smoke, it poisons your lungs. You're putting it in A tier?
Only like woodsy smoke, not like building smoke. That
No, you
sucks.
breathing in smoke is still bad for you. Anyway, I was saying. So a couple years ago here in Oregon, we had a disastrous forest fire, destroyed towns. Sky was orange, ash all over people's houses and
Oh yeah,
cars.
that's
It
what
was
I'm talking about.
disgusting.
I'm not talking about that. I'm
Oh,
talking
I know. I'm just
yeah,
talking. It's
disasters.
interesting.
We
I
weren't
was
putting
in
disasters
Colorado.
on here.
I was in Colorado at Toby's house when this happened. But like, I don't like on a cold day. There's
Like
just like
disasters, fires
natural.
are obviously bad.
But I think I don't like the smell of fire smoke. I don't like the way it makes the air feel. It makes it feel dusty almost, like the air is hazy and dusty. Fog, it's a nice moistness, and as long as it's not hot, moisture is good.
I don't like
Um,
being close
I
to
was trying to
fires,
say
but I
something.
like
Oh,
the
yeah, okay,
heat from a distance.
I remember now. It's that cold. A lot of times, cold nights or cold mornings have a natural smoky aroma to them, but this is just like it smells like pollution. It's just too much.
Your fires must
It's
just be different because it just
you
smells. It
you
smells like a fire that you literally made in the forest, but
well,
like
it
really
does,
big.
but it just smells
Because
like
it's
too much smoke. It's too
because it's
much smoke.
literally just a bunch of trees. Like if there's trash burning, it smells like ass. But like plastics burning, it smells bad. But like when it's literally just wood and leaves, and like
It's too
they
much.
actually have regulated, controlled forest fires to prevent disastrous ones from happening,
Oh,
which
I
like
know,
they get
but
rid
it's
of
still
certain
the
parts.
air. It
It
makes
smells
the
good. It smells like the forest. It smells
it
like a
makes too
campfire.
much. I guess it doesn't really smell bad, but the air
Cause like
feels gross.
I've had enough smoky days to know the difference between a fresh, nice smoky day and like a polluted smelling smoky day is ass. When it feels like you're breathing in plastic, it's D tier. But when it's just like from a forest, it's like low S or high A. But anyways,
If we
mist.
had
We haven't
fire
ranked mist
smoky, I'd
yet.
probably put it on like D tier.
I put it in like A or S. But anyways, let's we haven't actually ranked the mist. We've talked about
Oh,
it,
D.
but
You mean fog?
fog. A misty day would have actually been nice to put in there, but whatever.
Fog kind of is mist, you know?
It's similar
Or brisk
enough.
mornings, those have mist. Like brisk mornings have
Yeah,
mist.
I
But
guess
we should
mist
have
is pretty
put
covered.
individual mist on here. Mist would be S tier. If mist would be fucking S tier. It's like fog and drizzle. I love
Mist
it.
looks cool. I'd probably put it in A tier. Alright, but where are we putting
Okay,
the
now how do you
fog?
rank fog?
I thought you were gonna rank it first. Usually you say it first.
Oh, I thought I already did. If I did it, fog is an obvious S tier for me. Well, actually, no, it's actually not. And because I just contradicted myself. Just because of the danger level of driving, it's A tier, not S tier.
Ah, fair. Yeah, I am going to agree with it being A tier. It looks really cool. And when it's like 60 or 70 degrees, it feels nice. But like if it gets cold, then it starts to suck. But like it
Well,
looks cool. Even if it's cold, there is something cool about being in it. But anyways,
the cold. I think cold goes hard anyway.
next up we have one that I'm pretty sure you'll both agree on for once. Well, we did both agree on that one being an A, but we still have disagreements about it. This one I feel like we'll both agree strongly. Hail.
I like rain, but like hail, I'm not so much of a fan of. Not really that cool to walk in. Not as much of like a vibe. Hail is luckily not actually that common around here. It happens a few times a year.
Hail is
Um,
common down here and it sucks balls.
I'll be honest,
And it's
like
usually painful.
usually the hail around here is tiny, but
Oh
like
yeah, we got like big hails. It like breaks cars and stuff and roofs. We've had to get our roofs fixed multiple times just because of hail.
yeah, busted up one of their trailers, I think.
Oh yeah, back when we had a trailer, the top got broken.
Let me think about hail. How like there's stuff I don't like. There's worse
I'm going
weather
first
than
on
hail.
hail. I think hail is the worst one on this list, at least. Like when we're not counting extreme stuff, hail is definitely the worst. And I've had so many bad experiences with like giant hail balls cracking windshields,
Mm.
hitting people on the heads. It just sucks. It's D tier. It's
Hail
easily the worst one on this list.
is C tier. It's
C
not
tier.
great
What about it makes you put it above D?
because it's not hot.
Wow.
Well, around here, the hail just isn't that big. Like I haven't had as much like destructive hail. Oregon, we get like these little tiny
Like
hails.
even if it's not
Like
destructive, they usually still hurt. Like they're at least like
no, they don't hurt that much.
thumbnail size.
They're just kind of you know. Usually,
like,
it's
sharp
really
and
short
whack on you.
lived.
There's only been like one short-lived hail I've ever seen in my life. They're
Plus,
usually like
hail,
hours and
hail
hours.
is kind of interesting when it happens. So yeah, but it's C tier because overall it's just kind of annoying.
It sucks. It blows. All right, next up we have heavy rain.
Heavy rain. So heavy rain can be cool. Oh, did we put average rain on this list as well? Or
Yeah, I put average rain.
yeah,
Realistically,
so
I don't see much of a. We don't get quite as much rain here, so average and heavy are basically the same to me.
yeah. So not to me. To me, we have some here in again Western Oregon. Really, really, really rainy days in the fall and winter. It can get old, but it is the reason it's so green out here. It is the reason that we have such a beautiful climate. So
It
I'm
looks
I'm
cool, but it's not fun to be in. Like, I can see why you wouldn't like the heat living in Oregon, because you get, like, really bad wet heats. Like, 80 degrees in
it's actually
Oregon
not that the
feels
wet
like
heat's not that bad out here.
80
You
degrees
guys get
in,
dry heat,
like,
which is worse.
80 degrees in Oregon is like, I like 80 degrees in Colorado, but 80 degrees in Oregon, unless it's, like, windy, like, it sucks because of how, like, stuffy and
Oh,
clogged
we
it
should have
feels in
put
Oregon.
hot wind. We should have put hot wind on this list. I mean, it'd be fucking D tier because it's disgusting. But
I love
do you
hot
guys get
wind.
hot wind here?
When the wind is hot, it's S tier.
It's D. If F was on this, it's Z. It's Z tier. We forgot a couple things, I guess. I'm sorry about that.
My favorite,
let's say
my
hot
favorite
wind.
weather is like
Hot wind is like Z tier. It is the worst. Hot wind is disgusting. It causes extra fires. It causes city and forest fires. Causes fire bans, so you can't have campfires. There's nothing good about hot wind. It's
I love
worse
when the
than
wind
regular
feels
wind.
like I love when it's like 70 degrees and then the wind is also 70 degrees.
No, that's the only thing that makes 70 degrees good is because there's cool wind.
No,
The
cool
hot
wind
wind, you're like,
sucks. Cool wind is like, oh, you're having a nice warm day, let me ruin it. Cool winds are
no, it's
only
like, oh, this
acceptable.
day is disgusting and hot. Let me fix it.
No, cool winds are only acceptable if it's over 87 degrees.
No, cool
If it's
winds are
under
good
87,
anytime.
cool wind sucks balls.
No, cool wind is good unless it's like, I
Cool
don't
wind
know,
is
if it's under 50, it gets annoying.
Cool wind is C tier because like if it's super hot, like over 87 degrees, then it's actually kind of nice. But like in every other
No.
situation, it sucks. So that's why it's C and not D.
The heat
Hot
is just
wind
gross.
is
Like
A because
nothing about
sometimes it
heat.
is. Hot wind is sometimes just too much, so it's A tier. And then
No.
warm wind. A warm wind, like when the wind is the same.
You're crazy.
when the
You're
wind is
insane.
when the wind is the same temperature as the air outside, as like 70 or 75 degrees, and the wind is also that same temperature, then like it prevents it from like feeling too like stale and stuffy.
Dude, you're
But like
gross. You're
the
gross.
so like it doesn't feel so like the air has movement, but it's not cooling you off, so you still enjoy the 75-degree weather, which makes
Dude.
it absolute S tier. Favorite
Dude,
part
no,
of the
dude.
summer.
No, you're gross. I don't. How do you? Why? I don't get. Like, how do you get so cold where you don't like a breeze when it's hot?
I don't like a breeze when it's warm. I like a breeze when it's hot.
I like a breeze where it's like
It's just that
anything
we
that's
have
not
different
cold.
definitions. You
Okay.
think 75 is like standard to me. Like that's like what regular room temperature should be.
It's because you don't have air conditioning. That is not room temperature.
Like
That's not
over 90 is hot.
over. Okay, actually, okay, we got into a little debate here. I forgot what the fuck.
We're on heavy
what's the-
rain. You start talking.
Oh yeah, see, I forgot because we were having a wind debate. We were having a heated debate.
A Windmaster moment.
Yeah, we were fighting. We're gonna fight anyway. I want to fight a little less. Some of you guys might notice, guys. We're gonna
I don't
start
know. We
killing each
kind
other.
of we just are polar opposites when it comes to
The
these
weather.
temperatures.
Yeah,
Maddox
we're
wants to
polar
live at
opposites.
the North Pole, and I want to live on the equator.
He
Actually, I
wants to live
think
at the hot pole.
both of those I think would be too much. I think the North Pole would even get too cold for Maddox, and
No, yeah, fuck
the
that. It's at
equator
like
would get
-45 type shit.
and the equator would be too wet and hot. Like it'd be nice to visit, but and when I say the equator, I don't mean like
Well, it
all
depends on
countries.
which
There's a lot
country,
of
because the
countries in the
equator is
equator.
pretty big.
Yeah, I guess I should have specified. I was when I said
You
equator,
can't just
I
fucking
meant
sit on the equator.
whoops. Yeah, that's like the entire like that's giant. Yeah, sorry to anyone living in the equator. When I said it, I meant to specify like some like island, like some tropical island, like a Hawaii kind of thing. It'd be nice to
Yeah,
visit,
yeah.
but I don't think I'd want to stay there forever.
No. Islands kind of just suck anyway. Like fuck islands,
I
but
don't know. Being on an island sounds
they're
epic, but
too
like
small.
there's
like,
other stuff I did
you're
want to
gonna
do.
run out of space.
Oh yeah,
and then you
I
can't
don't
go
want to live
anywhere.
on an island because of the lack of space, but I'd love to
Maybe
like
if it was
stay
like
on an island.
Australia size, because Australia's big,
I'd
but
love to like
that's
stay
about
on an
it.
island for like for like a while, like a week
Yeah,
or
I
two.
did it. It was cool to go to. Anyways, back
Heavy
to heavy
rain.
rain, you guys.
All right, I
Heavy
know where
rain,
I'm putting
so-
heavy rain. I'm putting it in D tier.
So heavy rain can be cool. Sometimes I will just go out and stand in the rain. Like I will just go outside and just stand in the rain. Like you know that scene where it's raining. If you've seen the Shawshank Redemption and Andy breaks out of prison. Spoiler alert to an old movie, so I don't care. It's old enough where you should have seen. He stands out in the rain, you know, because he broke out of the fucking shit pipe. He crawled through the shit, and he's
I'm
just
gonna eat a
I
gum.
do that sometimes. I will just go out in the rain. Sometimes I'll even take my shirt off and just do that. Like, heavy rain can be so refreshing. It's only annoying when it like floods my front patio, but we've cleared some of our drains, so we don't have as much of an issue with that anymore. So heavy rain is not quite as like a drizzle is a little more user friendly, I suppose. And heavy rain can get difficult if you're driving. But overall, and heavy rain can ruin some things like camping, but like overall, it doesn't ruin that many things. I can go walk in the rain, you know, I just need like a raincoat. Heavy rain is A tier.
I hate being wet. It is an absolute D tier for me.
I don't like being wet.
I don't like getting wet. Like wetness is like one of those things. Like there's supposed to be a specific time for it. Like when you're swimming or when you're getting cleaned. Like if you're not swimming or cleaning off, I can't really think of a time that's fun.
Outdoor
that's enjoyable to
swimming
be
is
wet.
the only time it's acceptable to be hot. Anyway, okay.
But yeah,
anyways,
like rain.
Let's save the
sucks
discussion somewhere.
so much. Rain is.
So you don't like
so
heavy rain.
bad.
Rain
I
is
hate
good.
rain.
Yeah, what's
Like
next?
drizzle was in C tier just because it's like slightly less annoying.
Okay.
Next up, we have a hot sunny day.
Hot sunny day. So it's hot. It's dry. I have to walk to work. I have to work in a building that doesn't have air conditioning. So for me, hot is like over 70, even 75. I don't really like that much, but like when you get over 75, I consider it hot. It's sunny. I think we separated humidity. We have humidity on this list, right?
Yes, humid's actually the next one coming up.
Okay, so I'm gonna consider it dry. So for the sake of this, hot and dry. Hate it.
Hot and dry is where it's at. only think
Yeah,
weather
more
is
like where
like.
my ass is at. D
Also, you
tier.
said 75 is hot. That's like regular warm temperature. It has
I
to be like
said
over.
over 75 is hot. Over
Okay, well, over
75 to me is
75 still
hot.
isn't hot. It has to be at least. I keep switching between 85 or 90 because like that's when it's like starts to border on getting
That's
hot.
like you can't say it has to be over 90. Even most people who enjoy the heat think that like over 80 is hot or
Well,
over
I'll
85.
compromise a little bit. Over 85. Over 85 is hot,
See,
and
I'll
that's where the
compromise. We
definition
can't
is
get like
will stay.
too opinionated here when it comes to the weather. So like
Over 85 is hot.
I'm
That'll
gonna
be where I'll
consider it.
define.
I'm gonna consider it over 80, right? If it's over 80, right? Because even 75 I can tolerate a little bit. But for the sake of like being a little more realistic than that, I'm gonna consider hot be 80 and up, D tier. That's pretty much all I have to say. Is I just hate everything about it. It just makes me sit around like a slug. It's D tier. Don't like it.
The heat gets my gears moving. I'm like a lizard. It powers me
Yeah,
up.
he's a lizard.
It's
I'm a cool, intelligent mammal. I'm a monkey and I throw my own poop. No.
so yeah, it's S tier for me. Like sometimes like if it's like ridiculous, like if it's a like if it's like
Also, it makes your
over.
ass sweat. Like you're trying to walk somewhere in the heat and your underwear like sticks to your ass and balls. Like that sucks, guys.
Well, it
Yeah,
doesn't ball
pardon my
for me. It
language here, you
sounds like
guys,
a.
but like, ew, it makes you stink. Like you walk outside in the heat for 5 minutes and you smell like a fucking petting zoo, right? You know?
I think actually, I'm thinking about like more situations like over the hot. If we're saying over 80 or over 85, over 85 for me because I really consider under 85, like from 70 to 85 is warm, but like if it's over 85,
85 is not warm. It is
like
hot.
but like let's just say if it's over 85 because it's like sometimes like 85 to 90 is it's like nice hot. It's like that's when it's
Well,
like nice.
if we're like ranking the same weather, we got to come to like an agreement. So like our compromise could be like over 80 is hot,
Well,
but
if it's over 80, then that
75.
makes if it's over 80, that makes it like really hard to decide because from here's what I'm saying, like 80 to 90 is like nice hot weather, but like over 90 starts to get a little bit annoying, and over 100 is just too ridiculous.
Well, that's how you kind of got to rank it. Is you kind of have to rank it, but overall, eventually you put like overall. Just sorry, that's like I ranked the fog. I took different factors out of it, but
So
like
I
'cause, like
guess I'll
warm.
put since over 90 is too annoying, I starts getting kind of annoying. I'll put it in A tier, but like sometimes hot is S tier.
Warm is pretty much just like 70 to 80. Warm's kind of a small one because like warm gets jumps to hot like really quick for me. I don't know if it's for Toby too, but like
I've already made it clear that it doesn't. Like you said to 80 and I said 85. That's a whole
yeah,
5 degrees.
yeah, I know, but I
Like we've
guess
already the
warm.
audience knows that. You don't need to specify that. 1 second, someone's knocking at my door. All right, I am back. I stopped recording. Sorry, Maddox, we didn't get whatever schizo thoughts you were talking to yourself.
It was just some weather gab.
Anyways, now that we are back, we just went over hot, warm days. Not hot, warm days. Hot, dry days. Next is hot,
dry,
wet days. Humid. Absolute D tier. It actually, yeah, because
humidity.
it has the same thing that rain does, where it gets me wet because the air feels wet and I sweat a lot more in humid heat than I do in dry heat. So I feel gross, but it's even grosser than rain because sweat is sticky. So yeah, absolute D tier. It's worse than heavy rain, and I hate heavy rain, so it sucks.
I like it when it's cold and wet, but hot and wet is pretty shitty. It's not as shitty as when I don't know. I think it's like equally as shitty as dry heat because of the heat and the humidity. It makes you like sweat, but like I said, dry heat's shitty too.
Like the
but humidity, you get
with
even
the
more sweaty. You get really sticky. But like again, I don't mind the moisture when I'm wearing like a coat, but when it's all hot, D tier. Hot and humid is D tier.
Yeah, it makes you like sweat a bunch. It's like
we agree, not necessarily for the same reason. Because he doesn't mind the heat. For me,
yeah, I don't mind the heat. I just mind that I mind the wetness in the air, and I mind how much it makes me sweat. Like
I can feel it wet.
Like 80 or 85 degrees doesn't like it makes me sweat a little bit if I'm doing work, but it doesn't like just make me sweat by standing in it when it's dry down here. When I'm in Oregon and it's 85 degrees, if sometimes it's not that humid. Sometimes it's actually nice out, and I actually like how the air feels like I'm in a heat compressor, and it's actually really nice. But like when I like feel the
Sounds
wetness,
like torture methods. A heat compressor.
when I'm like down, when we're like by the coast, usually it's like bitter cold and I don't like it. But if
It's
it
not bitter
is,
cold. When we went to the coast, it was like
it's bitter
60
cold.
something.
But it's cold because we're at the water and
You
there's
go
like
in the
all this
summer,
wind.
it's like 60 something, 50 something. That's not bitter cold.
50 degrees when you're getting blown by ocean winds is very bitter.
You don't wear a coat. You didn't bring a coat.
You don't wear a coat when you're rolling around in the sand.
You don't have to. Sometimes you can just walk and appreciate the sand. I don't know. Whatever. What's the next
If I'm
one?
just gonna walk and appreciate, I'd rather go walk and appreciate a forest.
No, the coast is good too. Like the Oregon coast. Like
I like seeing.
other states have shitty, boring beaches, but we have cool ones. Like
I
I
don't know,
see a
I'd rather
picture
go
of
to a
Texas
crappy
beach. It's like a flat, hot one. It's just really nasty.
I'd rather go to a crappy, flat, hot one, honestly. Like, they look cool, but I get really tired of being at the cold beach, because I just get
Yeah,
cold
I
and
don't
it
know. I
sucks.
like it. It's not that cold. I just throw on a coat and I'm ready.
Even if I wear a coat, it's still, like, it's, like, really cold. It's, like, the same temperature as if it was, like, snowing. Or
No,
not actually snowing, but it's the same
not.
temperature
I
as,
admit
like,
the
really
wind.
cold.
The wind can get on my nerves a little bit, but
That's the main
I
thing
can
that
bundle
makes
up,
it
dude.
cold,
I like
though.
bundling up, dude. It goes hard. But like I
Bundling
said,
up plus the
you get it.
beach just makes it
We don't
extra
like the heat,
annoying.
or we don't. What's the next one?
Like being all bundled up when you're at a sandy beach, then your bundled upness gets covered. Gets even if you're not rolling around, even
Nah,
if
I'm
you are
pretty
just
good at not
walking,
getting that
it
sandy.
still just
All you have
gets
to do is
sand.
just walk. If you just walk, you won't get that sandy.
And
You
then
might
it
get a little
blows in
bit
the
in your
wind.
shoes, but that's it.
Sand gets in my hair the second I step on the beach.
I don't know how that happens. Well, you do have
That's because of
long
how
hair.
friggin'
It's sand
windy
in
it
the
is.
wind. You got to
That's,
wear like a hat.
it's,
Well, you
but
also
I'm
have
saying
long hair. Like
it blows
if
in the
I wear a hat,
sand.
it doesn't get in my
But
hair.
it blows in the sand. The wind blows in the sand blows in the wind, so it also blows into
Sorry.
whatever coat I'm wearing. So I get sandy. I don't like being sandy though. Like I like being like I like touching like hot squishy sand, but like I like going to the dunes or something like feeling your feet sink into the sand. It's nice, but I don't like the after product of being sandy. But being on a cold beach, yeah, the after product of being sandy, and also you didn't get to be in nice warm sand. You have to be in very shallow sand. Well, like I know it's not shallow, it's compact. So it just doesn't. I like when it
I like it when it's
sinks you. I
cold at
like
the
when you
beach.
sink in
He
the
doesn't
sand.
like it. What's the next one?
Well, not like quicksand dying sinking, but you know, like when you like stepping in deep snow.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, but I was clarifying because we're on camera. All right, next up we have overcast.
Overcast is cool again, generally, unless it's overcast and hot, but like generally it's not. Generally it's overcast and cool, or it's overcast and cold, in which case it's good, especially if you want to break from the rain. It's really nice walking weather. I like it. Like there's not a whole lot to say about it besides like it's like rain and cold, but without the rain. Sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's a little bit wet, and both of those are good. Overcast is honestly S tier.
We must have different
The sun,
overcasts
I just don't
because
like the sun
usually
beating down on me.
overcast here actually sometimes feels hotter than a regular like sunny day, like a regular
That's
warm
weird.
sunny day because it traps the sunny heat because it makes it like a greenhouse, so it's that like compacted heat I was talking about. It feels like that. Like it feels like the
You
heat
guys
is
are
like
like
stuck.
freaking closer to the sun out there. Like
Mhm.
it's like
So yeah,
it's sunnier there.
our overcasts are completely different. Mine is usually warm to. It honestly, it
Well, not
usually
in like
gets.
the winter, right? Like it's gotta be usually overcast in the winter for you guys, or
I don't know. Oh, winter actually usually has pretty open skies. It even like you usually even see the sun when it's snowing,
oh, that's right.
unless it's
Yeah,
like a
like one of
blizzardy
the
day. If
big
it's like
dangerous parts of snow is how the sun reflects off of the
unless it's
snow.
like a really like stormy day, usually. But like overcast, sometimes it's like sometimes it's like it depends on the time of year or two. Like Usually, even if it is overcast in the winter, just because it's winter, it does get a bit cooler, like what you were talking about, that kind of temperature. But usually, I associate overcast with like spring, summer, and like the first half of fall, since that's the majority of the year that I just mentioned right there.
Yeah, you're just
Is
like everything but winter.
and the second half of fall gets pretty cold, but like the first half of fall and then spring and summer, their overcasts are usually like 70 degrees overcast feels like 75 degrees sunny. Like if
That's
you
weird.
well, more like
You got a weird
73 degrees
place.
sun, more like 73 degrees sunny. It feels like
You're weird.
a few degrees hotter, and I like it. And unlike that, like it doesn't ever get like as excruciatingly hot as like say the 90 or 100 degree heat that I was talking about. That because like cause there are some bad heats with really hot days. That's why I put an A tier instead of S. But the overcast doesn't get that hot, so it's definitely an S tier.
I guess we have different overcasts, and they're S tier for different reasons. Yeah, like I said, the weather it is going to vary on where you live. It might be
Yeah,
different. I'm
it
sure
was
it's
gonna
still
be
more
S for
overcast
me.
in Colorado, but
Yeah, it was gonna be S for me too, but I had to specify that my reasons were different from yours because
yeah,
the
of
one you
course,
described sounded kind of B tier or maybe like low A.
you're
All
you're
right,
you're
next up
stupid.
we have regular rain, which for me, before Maddox goes on his, because he'll have a lot more to say about it, is living in a rainy place. Heavy rain and regular rain, there's like not much in between. If it starts regular raining and almost it either like barely drizzles or like the regular rain is just the build up to it suddenly having a flash flood and it sucks. So it's basically the same as heavy rain here, except for like we got like maybe like 30 minutes of like the in between before it gets super heavy, but it's still just D tier for me. All right, now
If the
Maddox.
rain didn't exist, I
Well,
think
the
I'd
rain,
kill
I
myself.
mean, like, there's good things about the rain. It helps plants grow and stuff, and that's why I made that preface way
Oh, I
earlier in the
know, but
video. There are
I'm
good
just gonna
things
be
about these
hyperbolic
weathers.
here. If
Like,
the rain didn't exist, probably kill myself. Like I guess because I grew up in the rain a lot, I just really enjoy it. Like so,
well, I've
when you
grown up
grow
with
up with
rain
different weather,
existing, but I prefer,
you
but
are
it is
gonna
drier here.
like it. Like a lot of people who live in hot states like Texas, they can't stand it when it's even like 50, which isn't even fucking cold, but it's just
50 is
never
cold.
cold.
50 is
It's never
definitely
cold in the
cold.
hell. Well,
Well, 50
there's
is
nothing really wrong
cool,
with
but like
Texas
cool is
except
kind
for
of
the heat.
annoying.
The heat is the only thing really wrong with Texas. Other than that, it seems like a pretty good. I just couldn't live there. It's too hot. It's too hot to live there. But this isn't about Texas. This is about normal rain. Normal rain is like heavy rain, but it's better. Like heavy rain because it can get if you get really torrential downpours, it can get annoying. But like average rain is great. Like I'll go walk in the rain. I'll go walk in the store just because it's raining. I like sitting in the house when it's raining. Like I said, it can be dangerous, but it's also cool to drive when it's raining at the same time.
I
I guess
absolutely despise going out in the rain.
cool things can be dangerous, like sharks and surfing and shit, so and volcanoes, those are cool, they're
Well, yeah, like
dangerous.
if we were ranking sharks and stuff, we wouldn't be ranking them based on if we want to touch them. We'd be ranking them based on coolness. I was ranking
Actually,
these based
dude,
on like being in
if
it.
sharks know you're a human, they almost never attack you. Like, fun fact here,
But I mean,
um,
like you still wouldn't want to
anytime
like
you
swim up and mess with one.
no, literally, like divers swim up to them, and the sharks just like swim right next to divers. Like if sharks generally, if sharks don't mistaken you for something like a sea turtle or a seal or a sea lion, they're uninterested in eating you. And there's divers who swim next to tiger sharks, next to great white sharks. Like there's just a lot of anti-shark propaganda out there,
Well,
probably
also,
spread by the
in general,
Chinese.
like I don't like being in the water. I don't like being in the
Yeah,
water.
he doesn't like the water, I guess.
I already did express my distaste for being wet, but like I also don't like being like in deep uncontrolled water. Like being in like a lake that you can see the end of is different from like going out in the ocean or like a giant lake that you can't even see the other
Ocean's great.
side
I'd
of.
love to like scuba dive. That'd be so
I
awesome.
would hate it. I would like
Yeah. Sounds like you're just a baby.
no,
Sounds like you're
we
chicken.
just have
Cheep,
different
cheep, cheep, cheep,
we
cheep,
just have
cheep.
different we just have different things we like and
Well,
different things we don't like.
I was
You're
joking
you
about
don't like
the room. The room. The room
Oh
where
yeah,
the
Tommy
main guy goes, "You
Wiseau.
are chicken." Cheep, 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 cheep.
Yeah. All right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Anyways,
stupid.
where are you
But
putting
yeah,
your
we
rain?
do have different. He doesn't like the water. I love the water. I started doing swim lessons when I was like fucking 4 or some shit.
I
So
started when I was like 6 or 7. Like I like
yeah, so
swimming in a
wet is
pool.
good. I love being wet, guys. But no, so,
Being in a
so
pool is nice. I get tired of it a lot faster than everyone else. So sometimes I get annoyed. Like if we're there for like 2 hours, I usually get kind of tired of it by like
yeah,
the
that's
45
all
minute
right.
or 1 hour mark, and then I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for everyone else
As
to
I
be
was
ready to
saying,
go.
as I was saying about normal rain. So normal rain, and I put heavy rain in like A tier, right? Not S tier.
Yeah, you put an A because of the
So
danger.
normal rain. Man, why do I have so many? Well, it's just a lot of weather that I freaking put in S tier. Honestly though, normal rain is pretty S tier. So
Normal rain is S
rain
tier
is
for
great.
you.
Like I just like the rain. Rain's some of my favorite weather.
I do not like the rain at all. But I guess
I miss the
you,
rain. It's summer. It's the dog days. You know, the last bit of summer. I'm missing the rain. I've
I
got
love the
rain
summer. I
balls.
do not.
I've got wet balls. It means it hasn't rained and I need it to rain. I have like rain balls, dude.
If your balls require rain, then that means they require wetness. So you should say that you have dry balls and you want them to
Fine,
be wet.
I have dry balls. I need to
See that
sit
analogy
naked in the
works a
rain
lot
and have the
better.
rain hit my balls.
That analogy works a lot better. All right, now next up we have a regular snowy
Actually,
day.
no. When it's hot, I get sweaty ass balls. Anyways, enough balls. This
Different
isn't a
kind.
testicle tier list.
We
It
should
is
do
a
a
weather
testicle
tier
tier
list.
list. Hey guys, comment down below
Should we make a
testicle if
testicle
you
tier
want.
list?
Yeah, tell us if we should make a
If
testicle
you
tier
want to see the
list.
triple zone testicles, then comment below.
Yeah, we'll make a Patreon so that we
You
can
can
show
see it
them
on our only zone.
only zones. All right, but let's see. Snow, it's less wet than the rain, so it's actually a bit less annoying. It's just usually a lot colder than the rain, so
Did we separate heavy and light snow, or did we?
oh, I only ended up putting in like regular standard snow. I didn't end up putting like
Oh,
super you
yeah,
know
you
what?
know,
Since we
I think
haven't
that
done
works. Most, I mean, around here there's a lot of light snow, but then we get some of the
I guess
average snow.
if
You
it
know, it
is
snows a lot
I
more where you live.
if I put if yeah, I guess I didn't remember. You reminded me to put all these rains in. I would have put one rain on if it
Yeah, you
was
see,
just me
guys,
making this.
I pick up on the patterns like that.
It's because you
It's
live in a
okay.
rainier place. There's
Snow.
just simply the
No,
rain
I
has less
also
variety
categorize
here.
different. I categorize different heats. I don't like.
Well, I would have categorized
I don't do
I would have
weather as
done
much as
different
I like read
heats.
about animals, but I just kind of pick up on little details like that.
I would have done different heats. As I wouldn't have done different rains because we really experienced like maybe I would have put drizzle as like really light rain because but I would have said sprinkles, not drizzle because that's usually just what I hear. But anyways, snow. I guess we can real quick say I just like if it when it's heavy snow, uh, it's about it's more dangerous, so it might go a tier lower. But as for just my personal existence with it, it's about equal. It's less annoying than like rain because it doesn't make me super wet, and I hate being wet. That's like my least favorite part of the rain is getting wet. But snow, like I prefer walking home when there's like a foot of snow than when it's raining. I've actually walked home in the winter a lot. It's the cold gets annoying, but like if I have a jacket and stuff, it can be kind of nice. So, but
Are you
that'll be
taking the winter pill?
that'll be the winter night category for regular snowy day. And I'd also put heavy snow just in the same category out of just my personal experience. I'd say C tier because it usually just kind of annoys me. Like I can go out in it, so it's less annoying than the rain. But like, I'd usually rather it be warmer. Like but just like with the preface I said before, there are still times when it is better to snow. Like, it's cool when it snows on like Christmas or like during the Invisible Arrow. The snow is really cool. It's like there's times when snow or rain. Like I've talked about how much I hate the rain being in it. But I actually think like rain in videos, like I just wish my camera picked it up better. But like rain during videos goes super hard.
You're also just
Snow
more
during
comfortable.
videos
Filming in the
goes.
heat is part of why I haven't been making as many videos on these trips. It's just the heat.
I like filming in the heat, but like I was just saying, I wasn't saying filming in the snow. I remember filming Invisible Arrow. My hands kept getting cold. You and Benji were messing around because you guys like being out in the cold more, and I kept being tired. Like I kept being like, oh, I'm tired of this coldness and my hands are hurting, and I remember getting annoyed at you guys goofing off. And I kept wanting to go inside, and then I would come back out a few minutes later when I warmed up a bit. So like filming in it wasn't fun, but like the end product of like Invisible Arrow in the snow looks really cool. The end
That was
product,
actually really fun to film. Like, as much as I like Impressive Alliance, it was a bitch to film just because it was really hot outside.
I loved it, and filming Impressive Alliance. The only time I didn't like filming Impressive
Well, you
Alliance
weren't wearing any
was
costumes. Well, actually, you
I
were.
was I one of my costumes was log pants.
Yeah, it was like a jacket. Like,
jacket.
that probably sucked.
Yeah, no, I liked it. Like admittedly I wasn't in the costume as long as you guys, but like I also just like being in the heat more. But also, like I probably would have gotten like tired of getting sweaty if I was like wearing the Arrow costume for the full time. I'll admit it probably was harder for you, but I also just we've seen by this list, I do just in general, I put the heat higher on this list than you. It doesn't bother me as much, but like also Impressive Alliance, like when it rained during a few of those parts, it was really cool.
Oh yeah, that
And it was
was
one of the
like
times when the rain actually picked up on camera pretty well.
like
But
when they were hungover.
yeah, when they were hungover, and also it was raining when they were searching and they met the blue ghosts, which that went hard. The blue ghosts showing up in the
Okay,
rain.
I should probably rank snow now.
But yeah, the rain. So yeah. Anyways, what I was saying with this, long story short, even if there's these temperatures, I'm ranking based on like being out in them. That doesn't mean they can't go hard. Rain and snow can still go hard, but I'm ranking based on just like if I'm not doing like if I'm not making a video, if I'm just like being out in it, like just doing whatever. What was my opinion on being out in it? That's the main thing I'm ranking this on. All right, so what's your opinion on what are you guys with snow?
Snow, like I said, walking in snow is fine. I haven't driven in snow, but I know it's just a fact. Driving in snow is dangerous. It makes the road slick. It's not good for driving, but
Especially if it gets icy.
Yeah, snow is really pretty. So like, I really like snow. I like looking at snow. I like walking in the snow. Like when it snows, I like going on a walk. Like I walked to the park with Darius when it was snowing once, like all the way to the far away one, and it was a lot of fun. I like like putting on a coat and shit, dude, and like bundling up, walking out in the snow. It's just a lot of fun. I like the way I kind of like the way it feels too. Like I don't know, it's fun. Love walking in the snow. Snow is really pretty. It's cold. I'm repeating
It does
myself
look
here.
a lot cooler than rain. I'll give it that.
It goes hard. Like
I noticed none of these are really B tier because like everything's like we have an opinion. We don't have like any like meh opinion thoughts on any of these.
Well, snow is, I think, probably a little less ideal for rain just because of driving. So snow is A tier. So like it's one of my favorites, but it can create more problems than rain does. So especially if you have to kind of shovel it out of the driveway and the steps and shit, that can be annoying.
I don't know. Heavy rain like always makes a flash flood.
Other than that, snow is good.
Heavy rain can make like the same driving issues here because it flash floods like once a week.
Yeah, it's because
basically.
you guys have it's dry, so it doesn't absorb. Our soil is wet and it's not hard like yours, so we don't get flash floods a lot here really at all.
So the rain can cause like similar issues to the snow here, so that wasn't as much of a factor for me.
So snow is A tier, not quite S.
All right, next up we have a summer night.
Summer night. The only good part of the summer is when it's nighttime and it's like
it's good, but it's definitely not
below,
the only good part.
Like 70 or below. 70 below would be -70, and that's not good for anybody. Not even a damn penguin would like that kind of weather. But of course they probably are in that weather all the fucking time. But so I like hanging out on summer nights because again, I'm like a freaking desert reptilian, I guess, here, because like I'm gonna be sleeping all day, or probably not sleeping, more like working, or if I'm not at work, laying on my ass. But then at nighttime in the summer, I'll actually go out because then I can actually do as much as wear pants and be comfortable. So summer nights are cool. They're generally pretty cool. Sometimes they're a little warmish. Like there was a heat wave recently where like at nighttime it was actually 90 degrees at night, which was just repulsive.
Being hot when you're
Um,
trying to sleep is obnoxious.
yeah, it is. But like I said, so summer nights are pretty good, especially if you're hanging out with other people. And like I said, it's like 72 degrees tops, but it's probably like mid 60s to low 70s. Honestly, A tier.
A tier. The closest thing to an edge over regular warm, like I in general just prefer the daytime. I'm a daytime dude. I like being out and doing stuff
I'm a
during the
night
day.
owl.
But
Woo-hoo!
the only thing that summer nights like they're basically equal to me. But like I just in general prefer the daytime, so I'd probably put a summer day higher. Summer nights, the only like pro it has that summer days don't have is that just it happens that a lot of that like Maddox and Benji especially, they're people I hang out with a lot, so hanging out with them is important to me for what I'm about to say.
We're like
It's
fucking earthworms. We
it's that they
emerge, dude.
they get especially Maddox gets a lot more active when it gets darker, which is why we need to make more nighttime videos.
Yeah,
Because
I get more energetic.
it's just that usually then I'm more tired. But like I can stay up and do stuff with them. I just prefer being out. Like I'll always take a warm night over a cold night any day of the year. But like yeah, warm days. What I'm saying here is like Maddox is saying all this stuff about. What I'm specifying is my differing opinion from him. It's probably even going to still be A or S. I don't know yet. I'm still deciding while I'm saying all this. I just had to specify. He said it's the only good part of the summer, and I'm just saying like it's a good part of the summer. But like the day,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
the
I
day
think
is
we've already
better.
established that you like the heat, so of
Yeah, I
course you
know.
like the
But like
summer.
when we get to each category, we're specifying our stuff on them, and I think I will put it in. Uh, just because sometimes if it's like super hot when I'm trying to sleep at night, that gets annoying, and that's like the what. So, just like with hot days, if it's a hot night, it's annoying. But if it's just like a regular warm night, it's good. So like usually, just like if it's like really hot and obnoxious while I'm trying to sleep, I drop it to A tier because of that. But usually, like Max said, usually it's not that bad. Usually it's around 70s, and so it's like S tier. So, I'll just put in an S tier and just pretend I put like ridiculous. I put like over 85-degree hot night in here. That would go in like C tier because it's really obnoxious to try and
That
sleep
sucks,
during.
man. I
Because
have
it's
air
really
conditioning, but
obnoxious.
I've been to your house a lot. Sleeping at night at your house is hard during the summer.
Well, usually it isn't. Usually it is just that regular 70 degrees and it's perfectly fine. I just have a
Your house
fan
gets
and
really hot, dude. It's like a damn hot box. It's a
as
microwave.
long as there's air moving around with a fan, I'm usually fine. But like when it's like over like 80, 85 degrees, I don't know. I don't look at a thermometer at night, so I'm just going based on what I think I'm feeling. But like if it gets like really hot and I'm in bed, I don't like sleeping without blankets on. It's just not comfortable, so I have to be under a blanket.
Yeah, I know. You gotta have like that weight on you, you know?
Yeah, and like I gotta have my big one over me to cover my whole body. I gotta have like the little blue one with me, and the blue man cape. I always
That's why
sleep
if
with the
it's
blue
hot,
man
I
cape.
just sleep in my underwear.
You know that I do not. I cannot stand. I don't even really like sleeping in shorts.
Even when it's cold, I'm usually wearing like no shirt, or like even if it's like Christmas night, it's cold. I'll sleep in like just basketball shorts.
I
And
have
if it's
like
really hot, just my underwear.
I'm like very peculiar and like autistic about the way that that I get in bed for my sleep, which like it looks like super messy if you just look at it, but that's because I like having it in a state that I can easily like just like jump in and everything's like right where I
Yeah, no,
left
no,
it.
no. I get you. There's a certain
So
way,
like
you know.
I can't sleep with like I have to wear like a t-shirt. Long sleeves is too much. It has to be a t-shirt and like long pants that like aren't like jeans or annoying. Like
I only slept in like a shirt and pants when it was like 0 degrees. I think even then I took my shirt off.
Yeah, no, I honestly just being shirtless is uncomfortable to me. Like I hate
Like
the
it when
feeling
when
of
it's hot, even in the house. Like if I'm cooking especially in the summer. If I'm like cooking over a stove, I'll take my shirt off like white trash because it's just hot.
Yeah, no, like Maddox, you could see it in the videos. Maddox and Benji, they go shirtless a lot more than me. Like you've
I
probably
try
seen
to
me
not do like
shirtless like
camera
maybe
so much anymore.
you've probably seen me shirtless like maybe once or twice when it and that was just because it was for like an outfit like as like some trashy thug. But like in general,
Or
like
Mr. Pants for some reason.
that was because the joke of that was that he only wore pants.
Yeah,
So
he only
like
wore
the
pants.
pants over my arms were supposed to be like the shirt, but it didn't really
That
cover
was
enough.
funny. It actually was a funny costume.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, but like yeah, not wearing a shirt is just uncomfortable to me. I don't like not wearing a shirt unless it's like a time that makes sense for it, like being in the shower or something. But anyways, yeah. So if it was like a super hot night, that goes in like C tier, but like a regular warm night is pretty S tier. Next
Yeah,
up, we have
I have
a
pajama pants. Like I have sleeping pants that I like hang out around the house in. But like I almost never actually sleep in them, even when it's cold. Again, it's basketball shorts
I
or
can't sleep
or
in shorts.
underwear.
So I
Sleeping in your underwear is great. Like it's probably one of the best feelings. If you have a cool sheet underneath you, and on top of the sheet, you have like a warmer, heavier comforter. So like I feel the weight, but I don't feel the like flannelly warmth. That's how I sleep. And then you wear as little clothes as possible. That's like the most comfortable way to sleep.
no, I got
Like,
like I got all in like pajama. I don't have pajama shirts. I just wear whatever t-shirt I was wearing that day, and then I
you
put
should
on a
get
pair of pajama
some
pants.
stripy pajamas and a hat.
I don't think I could sleep in a
It'd be
hat.
pretty funny if we did that for like a video
It'd be
and had
pretty
like
great for a
little
video.
candles.
Stripy pajamas, if they come in short sleeves, maybe. And I don't think I'd wear the hat. Sleeping in a hat sounds
Oh no,
treacherous.
but that's because like if you think about back in the day, right? Like Victorian tech
They didn't have
way
as good They didn't have as good like.
they didn't have any heating. Before there was any heating, you might want to sleep in a hat,
Oh
you
yeah, well,
know?
but before there's heating, but like, yeah, but since I don't have to deal with that, like, what I even like. Well, also, all of this like kind of gets foregone. And like when I'm camping, I can sleep in like a uniform with jeans when I'm camping, just because
Yeah.
like I kind of have to. When you're camping, you kind of just have to deal with things.
Or no, you just bring a pair of pants or underwear. I'm pretty sure when I was camping, I just slept in my underwear. I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep in jeans.
No, I just slept in my jeans. I just didn't
That's
because
why
I
you're in a
didn't feel like
sleeping
changing.
bag, so your bare leg isn't touching another dude. You're in your underwear, you know.
Or even if I'm in a tent alone, or it's just me and Benji on opposite sides
Well,
of
I
the
could be in
tent.
my underwear making this video right now, but I'm outside, so I'm not.
That's such a random thing. All right. Anyways,
Anyway,
warm
what's
summer
next?
day, summer slash spring.
Yeah, so this is warm day. Like I said, probably 75 is like tops. That's a little hot for me, but like warm.
80.
So not hot, it's warm. So as far as warm weather goes for me, warm weather is okay because it's not hot. So it's like decent if I'm like just standing outside. But if I walk somewhere or start doing work, I just get all hot and sweaty. It's not as bad when it's hot. So like warm day is like you can go to the beach on a warm day and it'll be nice. Not a hot day, but a warm day, it's nice.
No, it has to be like
Um,
100 degrees for
so
that beach to be nice.
a warm day is like okay for some things. It has its uses. Not a lot of uses, but it does have some uses. Some outdoor activities can be nice when it's warm out, like outdoor swimming. So, like warm days, B tier.
For me, it's an easy S. It's my favorite weather. Like I literally anything like the only like for anything I want to do because like I like to go outside during the day and do stuff or like even if I'm inside, the temperature outside affects inside a lot. Like no matter what I am doing, like almost like 99.9% of activities, like I can deal with doing them in other weathers. But I'd always, like almost always, rather it just be a regular warm day. Like
Nah,
it's just perfect for everything. It's so versatile. You can do anything on a warm day, from
no, because
sitting
generally, if I
inside and
start doing something, if I do something that isn't like water, then I just get too hot from doing the thing.
I don't know. I guess maybe your body just pumps hotter blood or something. Because like or maybe since I'm taller, that's thinner circulation. I don't know, but I don't know. There's some difference between us. I just don't get as hot from doing like if
I
I'm
don't
like
think we quite know because like some people are like, oh, skinnier people get colder easily, but we're both skinny and you get colder way colder than me.
hmm
So there must just be some weird fucking thing that we like because like half my house.
I think that's
Well, not
I
half,
think
'cause,
it
like,
does have to do with your blood.
so
Blood has a lot to do with body heat.
my mom and one of my sisters, Zoe, like it when it's warm. Me and my dad, Darius and Charlotte, hate the heat and like it when it's cold. So there's got to be some kind of like genetic thing that's being passed around,
I love
right?
it in the summertime when the weather is hot, or rather
I
warm is
hate
when I
it in
like
the
it more
summertime when
when
the
it's
weather is hot.
I love it. Anything like
I like
it's
it
the
when it's
most
just another night in Oregon. Rain comes down, it is wet.
it's like super versatile. Like you can do like just about anything on the hot like, in a warm day. Like there's
More like seasick crocodile. Like fuck
like you can
that, you
go
know.
out you can whether you can like go out on the town like in the town not like on the town not like going clubbing but like going like if you're going out to the store or something if you're going to a restaurant if you're sitting at home reading a book or playing a video game or and you just have the window open or you're in the garage with the door open
Penis,
and you got that warm
penis.
nice air and oh the best thing ever is when there's wind that's the same temperature as the heat so like say it's 75 degrees you got a 75-degree wind so that you have that airflow, but the airflow doesn't cool you off. So you
No,
have
normal people like the airflow to cool them off because
no,
it
I
balances the
like the
heat.
I like the airflow to for the
You
feeling
are
of air
not normal.
flowing, but I don't like it if it cools me off too much. Like it's nice
You're unnormal.
if I'm like working really hard, then yeah. So if I'm like working like really hard or like on something really hot, like I'm moving a bunch of heavy stuff or like I'm working in the kitchen, then yeah, I start that those are times where I start to get sick of the heat and I'm like, oh, but be cooler already. But like during anything else that's not work, I love it. All right, next up, we're in the final four.
Wait, what were we just ranking again? Oh yeah, we are ranking. So you have
A
S tier.
warm
I forget
day.
like B. Okay, let's go.
Next up, we have thunderstorm, which we already mentioned the rain part in three distinct separate things. And honestly, there's lots of times where it does not rain when it's thundering here. So let's just think of like a regular lightning storm and they judge it based on the lightning factor rather than the rain factor because there can
Well,
be
it
different
does usually rain. If it's rain and lightning, that
because
makes it better.
because
But
lightning
lightning is
is
still
good.
pretty cool.
Because lightning
Now
can go with any of the rains. Lightning can be
the
when it's
thing
drizzling to just overcast.
the thing about lightning is that lightning is really cool. It sounds nice. It's like relaxing to listen to. However, if you're out working, if you're working outside, lightning can be dangerous, especially if you're high up in the mountains. Lightning can be dangerous. So I can't quite S tier lightning. However, I can like A tier lightning. I still enjoy it when there's lightning, but like when we were camping, the lightning was like concerningly close and it was actually kind of scary. But down here in where I usually am, lightning's not it doesn't it's not always not that close. We just don't get a lot of lightning. When we
We
do,
get
it's super
lots of
cool.
lightning. I love seeing the lightning.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's really cool. Like lightning's awesome. Lightning is definitely A tier. The people just aren't being courteous today, are they?
you didn't need to respond to me telling them to listen to the gnome on the door because I turned off my mic. But since you responded to it on the thing, I guess I'll bring it up. Yeah, someone's knocking on the door. I have this gnome that says "shush" recording. It's to ward off interrupting spirits.
Yeah.
So
You should get a
I.
jack-o'-lantern and it'll eat the interrupting spirits.
But yeah, lightning. So you're saying A tier, right?
Yeah, lightning is A tier.
I think yeah, I love seeing the lightning. When it's lightning and raining, I like to at least like stand on my porch and see it. The rain is the obnoxious part, but lightning, I'm not
And
touching the
rain
light.
makes it cool. It increases the vibe.
I don't like touching the rain. I don't like touching lightning either, but the rain is at least usual. If it's raining, it's touching me. But like the lightning, I haven't touched lightning. But lightning, just like with you, I can't S tier it because it can be dangerous and stuff, but it does look super cool, and I love looking out the window and seeing lightning. I just had a video
Yeah,
a few
like you
weeks ago
couldn't
that
really
had me
go like
filming like
fishing
I
when
love
it's
when it's like
lightning out.
but I like looking at the sky and seeing like especially when there's like crazy ball lightning and it's flashing around and I can see the bolts striking everywhere and it's like
Yeah, I
it
love it when
goes
like you see the like flashes are kind of well, they're not boring, but they're boring in comparison to seeing big purple bolts in the sky.
usually we get like white and yellow bolts, but purple also looks cool.
Purple is the coolest one. I love it when it's like one time it was like years ago. I was a little
Part of what
kid,
makes
and
purple
it was like
cool
a heavy
is that it's
lightning
rare,
outside,
like
which
the
is really
fog.
rare around here, and I could see the fucking purple bolts pretty close. It was sick as fuck. They look so cool.
Yeah, purple is the coolest looking, but part of that is also that it's less
Like
common than the
sometimes
white
they
and
get that
yellow.
like piss slash semen yellowish white to them, which is still okay,
It still
right? But
looks
purple.
cool. I love seeing white lightning. White lightning, but
Thought you
like
were gonna say you love semen for a second, and I was like, what the
I
fuck?
love seeing white lightning. But purple lightning is extra cool because
Because
it's Mace
thunder
Windu
always comes
lightning.
after lightning.
It's Mace Windu lightning. All right. Yeah, and the rain doesn't detract from it. Rain can still look cool doing it. I don't think it adds to it, but it also doesn't detract from it.
It does add.
So I don't think it adds or detracts. I mean, I guess sometimes there is
Yeah,
kind of a vibe.
subtracts.
There is detract is also a word, but there is also there is kind of a vibe about heavy rain and lightning. But I prefer when it's not raining, so I can go outside in the yard and look at it without getting wet.
All right.
Anyways, speaking of precipitation mixed with lightning, this one is specifically precipitation mixed with lightning that I put on here just because it has a cool ass name. We haven't experienced this one, but it probably looks really cool. Thunder Snow!
Thunder snow, never experienced it. Probably A tier based on appearance alone.
Yeah, but based on just how it looks,
It could present a lot of problems, so I'm not gonna make it S, but it would be sick to experience.
yeah, it's probably dangerous to like regular lightning.
But
And
since
it
I have
being
lightning
in
and
the
snow
snow
in A
is like
tier, I can safely put it in A tier.
lightning. Like I can also I'm also putting it in an A tier. Like lightning with rain, very common. Lightning with snow, I haven't seen that happen, but I'd love to see it happen as long as it's not like killing someone or it's like aliens coming down like in War of the Worlds or something. But that's not. But like just like seeing it out, you see regular light. I don't know why I went into that weird specificness. But anyways, next up we're moving to wind. Wind master.
I'll be honest, the cold is I like the cold, but wind can get pretty annoying because wind like cuts. Unless you're wearing like a really good windbreaker, wind like really cuts through you, especially like through your pants. Like there's not a lot of good pants that break wind. Like unless they're like flannel lined, the wind is gonna break through your pants and it can blow your hat off. Wind is pretty annoying. So like it's not as annoying as like heat. But like wind's the only thing that actually makes the cold annoying. And I mean like heavy wind. Like I can tolerate cold with a breeze, but if it's windy, like windy,
Yeah, not
it's
just a
pretty
breeze. This is like
annoying.
windy.
So like C tier.
Yeah, wind gets annoying. I hate when wind like blows on me and like makes my hair fly everywhere and it's all annoying. And it also usually just makes it colder and less cool. Also, most like sometimes there's like a nice like hot wind, but like even hot wind, like hot breezes are cool. Hot
Gross.
winds, I should specify that. I've been saying wind instead of breeze a lot, but since we're too windy, like I like when there's like breezes or like light winds, but like if it's like super windy, like at the sand dunes, then yeah, it still gets annoying and the sand cuts you. But so like I like breezes. I like hot and warm breezes that are just like regular or
But
like
this is regular
regular.
wind, so
But
it's
like it's
implied
like
that it's
super
cold.
windy. This is like big wind. But whether it's hot or cold, it sucks if it's like super heavy wind, like actually enough to
Yeah.
like bend a tree like in this picture, or it's like kicking dirt and dust at you and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it's annoying.
It's annoying. It's like I don't have as much of a resentment for it as the D tier stuff, so it's C tier. It's just annoying. All right, next up we have the final one, winter nights.
Winter nights are cold as hell, but they're fucking cool, to be honest with you. Like, especially around Christmas, and it's just like I don't know. I like the quiet and like I like how quiet and kind of desolate it is. Like desolate it is at on a winter night. Like you step outside or like drive around and like with not a lot of people there, it's peaceful. A mild smoky aroma, but the air doesn't feel
I guess
smoky.
you need bad weather in where you live to not have people around. I can walk out in like the middle of a summer day and usually not encounter a single person.
Well, it also depends on where you are.
I know that's what I was saying. I was saying
Like,
that
don't
because
you
of where
just
you
walk
are.
around like in a suburban neighborhood where most people are like at work or inside? Like, if you walked around in like the area with all like the stores and stuff, I'm
No,
sure
like
you'd find plenty
I
of
walk
people.
down. I walk down Fillmore, like so. If I walk down like to where there's like stores, like I'll see like one or two people. Sometimes they'll cross paths, like, but like there's not like I don't need a lot of like in Oregon. You're seeing someone like at least a
Well,
person every
Colorado and
block.
Oregon have like a similar. I think Colorado has a bigger population.
Oh no,
Like,
they do. But okay, well not the whole state, the cities.
I
Like
mean,
in
like there's no like
Salem.
cars here. Like, if you walk on Fillmore, Toby, there's lots of cars. I'm
Well,
sure on a winter night there's
cars are
less
different.
cars.
Cars just don't bug me.
Yeah, I was counting cars as somebody.
Well, I don't because like no matter what weather it is, there's like you have to be in a neighborhood
See,
to not
that's
have
part of the
cars.
winter night, like the lack of like car sound.
That's not a thing here. Like in the neighborhood, yeah, any night there's a lack of car sound. But like, if you go out into any part, like exit a neighborhood, even in the dead of winter, whether it's Christmas Eve or just a random ass
There's
winter
still
night,
less though. There's still less. Like there's just,
you
that's always.
you just haven't been here. Like, especially working at McDonald's, like it can be the bitterest cold I've ever seen in my life. There will still be tons of cars on the road. Like as you said, Colorado does have a higher population. If we're counting cars, yeah, the amount of people you see just doesn't change whether it's cold or hot.
Yeah, I
In
guess it also
Salem,
depends on
having
like
less
the side
having
of
less
town
people,
that
having
you're
less
on.
people, like in the neighborhood. And if I'm just in my
Because
neighborhood,
like
you know, I don't
Colorado
have to deal with
Springs,
cars. I don't have to deal with cars like at all in my neighborhood. No one
Colorado
drives through.
Springs,
But
Colorado
like
Springs
if I'm
is
in the
like an
city area,
expanding town. So Colorado Springs is like busier. Like I live in this weird. I'm not gonna dox myself. I live in a weird part of
oh,
the
so you're
town
gonna
that I
say
live in.
you're gonna say my city, but you're too weird to say yours.
You're bigger city. I'm in like this specific corner of where I
I
live.
won't say it right now just
You
because
know,
I'm
it
not gonna
doesn't
bug
fucking
you. But
matter.
like
I
your
live in
city
Salem.
has.
You're not gonna find me in Salem. Salem's not huge, but it's not tiny. So, and
Well,
there's this
also
part of
is
West
Salem is
Salem.
in our
Well, now I'm
in like
talking,
Blue
so
Man
let me
credits.
talk.
I was just
Let
saying
me talk.
it's in credits of some videos, so you weren't hiding nothing anyways.
Anyway, so shut up for a second. It's separated by a bridge, and so it's this small part of Salem, still part of it, but it's like separated from the rest. So if you go like downtown, I'm sure there's less people, but like especially in like where I am, if you go out at night, there's a lot less people coming through because there's less people in that area. But even then, back to what I was saying, winter night, like it, it's more desolate. It's cold. It's nice. I like it. It's easily like if I'm thinking like it can get annoying if I'm like trying to talk on the phone and it's really fucking cold.
And that's like the same amount here. The desolate thing doesn't play into factor at all. It's desolate any night. Like the only difference is there's no crickets, but I like crickets, so that's a downside. Because like in the neighborhood, there's already like there's no one like there's not usually a lot of people walking around at night in my neighborhood or cars driving at day or night much. But like if we're kind of going into the city, it's also the same. Like the weather
Shut up for a
doesn't
minute.
change
Shut
the amount of
up. Hang on.
people.
What? Stop. Hang on. What do you want?
Dude,
I was talking.
just mute
Where?
your
Yeah,
friggin'
there's an
mute your friggin'
intervention.
mic. Mute your
There's an
friggin' mic if
intervention.
people are like if I'm talking to people, I mute my mic.
What do you want?
Mute your friggin' mic if you're. I'm gonna stop the recording for a bit. All right, video's back on. Maddox didn't have a gnome, so he got hit by those interrupting spirits.
I can't even have peace outside. I'm outside in there. Anyway, though.
Yeah.
Winter night
Also-
is probably not quite S tier, just because like if you're out too long, it gets kind of cold. So it's A tier.
Winter night, it's like snowy day, except for because it's
Yo,
night.
did your
it's,
screen share off? I can't see it anymore.
No, it's on, but I guess we were on the last one. I'm not going to go through a bunch of stuff trying to fix it right now. Just I'll read it off pretty soon, anyways. So I'm just gonna say where my winter is. D tier. It's like regular snow was in C tier because I can still go out and enjoy the day. I can't enjoy anything about like the cold. Like I have to like the it makes inside the house super cold. Outside is super cold. It's bitter. It's annoying. There's no crickets, so and it's not like it's not like the crickets are just like replaced with like a peaceful silence. It's usually really windy in winter nights here, so like there's just like the sound of wind, which I don't like the sound of just like wind blowing in the snow. It's
Oh, the
obnoxious.
sound is cool, but
It's
it feels
cold,
bad.
and I don't like being out in the cold at night. I don't like I in general I don't like the winter weather. I don't like living in a I don't like walking in a winter wonderland. All right.
Sounds like dumb.
Well, you sound pretty dumb to me when you say you don't like warm weather, but we could put our differences aside. All right,
Yeah.
next up, I'm going to list off our things. All right, S tier weather. And this is a lot shorter. I didn't list off in some of the other ones because they were getting super long, but I'm gonna list this one off because it's pretty short.
Yeah, it's
So
short.
my S tiers are warm overcast. I just have to specify that because Maddox's overcast was specifically more cold. The one I was talking about was more warm overcast because we just have different overcasts because we live in different places. Summer night and summer day. Those are my three S tiers. Maddox has brisk morning, drizzle, cool, overcast, and rain.
No, don't I have? It was average rain. I had an S
Yeah,
tier, right?
that's why I said. That's why I just said rain.
Okay.
I figured just saying the word rain would
Okay.
imply that's
It's
normal.
worse.
All right, A. For my A tier, I have the fog. Hot summer day, thunder and thunder snow. Maddox has the fog, heavy rain, snow, summer night, thunder, thunder snow, and winter night. Next up for B tier, I have nothing in B tier, but Maddox has summer day. C tier, I have brisk morning, drizzle, snow, and windy. And Maddox only has hail and windy. And then D tier, I have hail, heavy rain, humid, regular rain, and winter night. And Maddox just has hot summer day and humid. And those other ones that we mentioned before, I don't remember all the random ones that we
Well,
mentioned
they
that we
weren't
forgot
even
to
on the
put on the
list,
list.
so we skipped them by accident.
You guys who watched this, you remember where it was.
Yeah, you remember. It's not my job to remember.
And that's going to be it for today. We have pretty strongly different thoughts on the weather.
Oh yeah.
So like our lists are like basically inverted. In fact, I'm gonna see real quick. I'm just gonna skim through and see what all do we even have that we agreed on. Let's see. The only S tier we agreed on was overcast, but we also have different overcast. Like yours, the overcast you described was like cool, which I'd put like A or B. I think I said C earlier, but I was just being a bit dramatic. I'd put it at like A or B. And the overcast I described as like that heat compactor, like it's like nice and hot and like still air, calm overcast. And I think you, judging by your opinions on the heat, you wouldn't have ranked that in S tier.
No, it would have been like gross. I
Yeah.
don't know what tier to put it in.
Yeah,
Probably D because it's hot.
So yeah, we had the overcast as our only S tier we agreed on, but we had different kinds of overcast we were talking about. Let's see. In A tier, okay, we have some agreements here. We both put both thunders and the fog in A tier. We didn't. Windy was the only C tier we agreed on, and humid was the only D tier we agreed on.
Yeah, at least we can both agree the humidity is ass.
Yeah. Well, any closing thoughts before we go?
Yeah, I think I've said all I've needed to say about the weather today.
Do you want to talk about the weather? Alright, yep, that was a pretty good video, and that is it for today. See y'all in the next one.
See y'all. Yep.